Hi, this is Akilah, the longest reigning women's champion of South Africa, and you're watching Loudmouth presents Off the Top Rope.
In conjunction with specialized supplements.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages and denominations, I've been trying to get this interview happening for a long time. The longest reigning women's champion that South Africa has ever produced. And may I say this, I was speaking to Mark Bill a while ago, and we were talking about Thunderstrike and things like that. And I said to Mark, Mark, besides PJ and Ray, who do you think would make it over in WWE or overseas? He said there was three guys. Well, two guys. There was the coal miners, and there was Akilah. So Mark believes that you are the one wrestler, besides the other guys that I mentioned, that would go overseas and would actually make a success of being overseas. Now I'm going to let that sink in your mind, Akilah. Just listening to that, how does that adulation make you feel about your professional wrestling career?
It makes me feel like I stopped too soon a little bit, maybe. I don't know. Circumstances and life happens and your journey goes on a different route. So you can't say what's going to happen in 2 years. You can't say what's going to happen in 5 years. You just have to go with the flow and live life to the fullest all the time.
Right. So let's go back. Let's go back all the way to the beginning. At what age did you decide, listen, I want to become a professional wrestler?
I think like all wrestlers, you don't decide I want to become a pro wrestler. You basically get thrown into it all like hands and feet at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
I started when I was 19. I started taking my bumps and hitting the ropes and all of those things. And at the age of 21, I think I had my first match by fluke against Scorn, because one of our other wrestling ladies got injured, if I can recall. It's a long time ago, yeah. So at 21, I started wrestling professionally.
Right, and how long after that were you actually on Thunderstruck?
9 years, eh?
Wow.
Okay. 9 years. My wrestling career was 9 years.
9 years.
I think I wouldn't, if circumstances were different, I would have probably still wrestled, like look at all the old guys like Donnie and them. They wrestled until they couldn't walk anymore. Their kneecaps were probably broken, and you just find that last bit of adrenaline in you every single match that you go into. Right. So yeah.
Okay. So
I don't know who's the oldest female wrestler in the world. I don't know. Do you?
It was Johnny Mae Young. She wrestled at 93. Her last injection was 93.
I'm getting goosebumps. It's like 93.
93. So
I'm already struggling to come down one step.
Speaking of struggling to come down one step, what was your major injury that you had at that time? What was the biggest injury, should we say, what that happened at that time?
I never had any injuries, if I can be honest. I think the worst one that I had was my tooth accidentally clipped my lip. I never had any injuries in the wrestling.
You are lucky. In 9 years, not so much as a twisted knee or a dislocated knee or a...
It's because I'm so tall and so big. All the other girls were so much smaller than me, except for Scorn. But it was like picking up little feathers, They were tough. They always outperformed me in their own personal talents and strengths. But yeah, a Buddha Macy,
All right. So let's talk about that rivalry with Scorn, because that was one of the major talking points when they think about that they think about Tornado and Skull. They think about you and Scorn. It was that big. How did that come together? Was it the two of you just saying, okay, we need to work together, or did Mark say, hey, listen, Scorn's we're not going to use the term, she's a big girl, tall, very strong. Was it just one of those things where it was just a perfect match?
You know what? I think, yes, you can call it a perfect match with regards to size and strengths. But Scorn had her own strengths, like she had a black dan in karate in that time. And so she was strong on her own levels. And it was a challenge for me when I got assigned to have matches against her to improve myself. So I saw it as an opportunity, not a challenge, to improve myself.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the ring, we had to just fight our best fights against each other.
Yeah. Because she had a great gimmick. She had an awesome gimmick.
Yeah. I wanted to be villain. I never wanted to be babyface. And when I was in the ring with Scorn, even though I tried to be villain, she just did it with a smile on her face. There was like,
okay, how can you be a villain when you're that good looking?
You know what? All women will have a villain in them, eh? It doesn't matter how good looking you are. I loved being a villain. Like if there was this Tunny standing next to the ring and she would scream at me, I would want to go and slap her through her face. And maybe it's not that much of a villain, but it's still bitchiness.
Right.
I loved that part of the wrestling. It gave me the thrill that I needed.
Right. Okay. So let's talk about the pink, because you told me an interesting story about the pink outfits that you always wore. That was a thing you picked up from a wrestler called Alan Funk in WCW. He was a man, but he always wrestled in pink, and he had the blonde hair, and it was always done in a certain way and things like that. Tell us how you picked that look up.
I just liked it. Always when I used to watch wrestling with my dad and my cousins, everything when we were younger, I just liked it. I was either Goldust or I was Alan Funk, and I just loved the pink. And I think my blonde hair resembled his blonde hair in a certain way.
Yeah.
And I also used to look up to Tori Wilson a lot, and a lot of her outfits were also pink and glittery and all of those things. So I basically stole some ideas from her as well.
Right. Okay, but okay, forgive me for saying this, but Tori Wilson spent a lot of time in bikini tops and short shorts and things like that. But I never saw you not stoop to that level, but I never saw you go to that level. Was that a conscious decision that you were gonna represent your skills and not sell yourself in terms of just being a sex symbol?
Oh no, I had no problem going naked. You saw Melissa, Venus, myself and Venus's bra and panty match. I had no problem. It was just a matter of comfort, I think. Mm-hmm. So if we had been challenged or given a bikini, I think we actually did a bikini match. We did a foam match where we had bikinis on. But in the overall design of my image, I had a G-string outfit at one stage, if I can remember.
Where was I?
If you can recall.
Where was I? I don't recall that.
I don't know. Where was I? It was on Thunderstruck. I'll try and find a photo and send it to you, but I actually had a G-string outfit.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't mean to be sexist or anything like it, but if you're willing to share the photo, I'm willing to take a look at it. And
I'm sure if you ask Mark, he'll have all the originals for you. I don't mind if you post them.
In the interest of full disclosure for Off the Top Rope, I think it's only fair that I take a look at it and see if it's okay for public consumption.
The what? Sorry?
I said in the interest of fairness and goodwill, it's only fair that I take a look at that photo and then decide if analyze it and take a look at it and scrutinize it and see if my followers on Off the Top Rope are worthy enough to be exposed to that.
To see them first. Yeah, I think, let me show you. Like this was one of my outfits. There was actually a G-string outfit.
Okay, I remember that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, this was the one that was the actual G-string outfit.
Now, that was at the tapings, right?
Yeah, that was at Thunderstrike, yes.
Okay. Now, was it the first season or the second season that you had that outfit? You had the long jumpsuit, the pink jumpsuit.
Second one.
The second one. Okay, because I've got
Oh, the pink jumpsuit, this one.
yeah, I've got it.
That one.
That's the one.
Yeah, that was the second one, yeah, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah. Which one was more comfortable?
Obviously, the jumpsuit was a lot more comfortable. I think I also stole this idea from Tori. I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, while we're here, let's talk about Venus. Let's talk about Scorn. Let's talk about Alicia. Let's talk about all the girls. We'll put them into a bubble. Which one of them did you have the most fun wrestling, and which one of them did you have the least fun wrestling?
I'm gonna go with least fun was definitely Black Magic, because our hardcore matches were really hardcore.
Yeah.
I mean, she literally put an aluminium dustbin over my head and hit me with a broomstick in my face.
Okay.
And literally broke an ironing board on my back. I mean, like, that was my least favorite. It was the most thrilling ones, but yeah, the least favorite. And then I'd say Alison Wilder and Venus had the best matches, you know, like the skills came out, the high flying off the top ropes, the 619s and the fly traps and the RKOs. It was nice. It was the best matches, the crowd goers, you know.
Yeah, no, of course. Let's talk about your life outside of pro wrestling. Now, obviously, you haven't had a match in a while, and I don't know if you are officially retired, but do you still take a look at professional wrestling in general?
Oh, yes. I watch it all the time, and then I'll go, I used to do that. Oh, my God, I'll break my back if I try to do that now. I'm definitely unfit. If you see me, you'll think that, okay, she hasn't trained a lot in the last 10 or 5 years, because I like to travel now to photograph wildlife and all of those things.
Right.
But yeah, Melissa, Venus, and myself are great friends now outside of the ring after the wrestling. We're actually best friends. And we all the time, when we've had a couple of drinks, we'll say, yes, let's just have one last tea and we can do it. And then we'll pick each other up here and our feet will touch the roof and we'll like, yeah. I think we will fight for one last time if we could.
All right. Obviously,
on a casual.
Obviously, if the money's right.
Oh, of course, money talks. And come on, we'll pull the crowds, eh?
After all these years, I think it'll be good. Let's face it, you didn't really have that big blow off match to put a period and exclamation point on your career. So I think it's I think it's time.
Well, we thought that we were going to get another season of Thunderstruck. So we didn't really finish the last season that we had on that big bang. If we knew that this was our last season that we were going to get, then I'm sure we would have, all of the wrestlers would have tried to have their big last bang. Do you know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
But the live shows, when do you end the live shows? You can always just go on and on and on, and it doesn't really need to have an ending. Whether you lose the title or whether you get the title, it just goes on forever. And the live shows is what's keeping wrestling alive these days.
Okay. It's not it's a hypothetical question and not a hypothetical question. Because Mark has discussed it. CPW has got the Arnold Classic coming up, and he mentioned overseas tours, and he did mention TV there, although he wasn't really specific about it. If there was another season of Thunderstruck or another 2 seasons of Thunderstruck, and Mark picked up the phone, or you heard about it and you picked up the phone, would you say, Mark, give me one more season?
I'd say let's give me one more match to see if I can survive it, if I'm going to come out of there in one piece. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, if there will be another season, I'd have to prepare myself mentally, physically, all of those things before I can even attempt it to say, yes, I'll do another season.
Do you think you could?
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
I'm sure. Okay. What about professional wrestling at the moment excites you? Doesn't have to be local.
I'm gonna be honest.
What excites you?
I'm gonna be honest. I was excited when you told me that you're wrestling in Boxburg tomorrow because I haven't been following it that like seriously. Like I said, yeah, I'm more into wildlife these days.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think lockdown screwed up a lot of the things. It's died off. And I went to a festival the other day, Pretoria, and I was so excited to just be around a crowd again.
Yes.
And that was the first one that I actually joined. So if the crowds can come back together and we can bring the crowds back together for a wrestling show, why not?
Okay.
And as a matter of fact, before I say, yes, I'll come back for a Thunderstruck season, I'd say, let me go with you guys and go on 1-2 tours and wrestle like for the public first to see if I can still do it.
Yeah. So let's give you 3 wrestlers. Who would be the 3 wrestlers that you would want to face locally to have that, to put the to have your vinegar matches to get the rust off? Who would be your 3 guys that you'd want to wrestle?
They say wrestling is like a dance. Once you have the moves, it comes back to you.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say to start off, definitely not scored. I don't know if I can stand one of her chest slaps anymore.
She's so hard.
Oh, she does, She's got the best chest slap ever. I'd say Venus, because I trust her.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the Venus is one. Okay, you got 2 more. They don't have to be female. They can be male if you want. Intergender wrestling is
you
big at
could
the
train
moment.
against them. It felt like feather wrestling. I'd say Anansi because I trained against him a lot.
Sure.
Yeah, so I trust him as well just to get back into the game. Is Blacksmith still around?
Yeah. Trevor's still around.
They're not. Yeah, I used to train with him a lot, so I'll wrestle him. Yeah.
Yeah, he's been around forever. I think his ID book starts with 1.
Yeah, definitely. But he's such a kind soul, though.
You wouldn't believe, Chantalay, when we do off the top rope, and especially with the local guys, I'll say, who's your favorite guy to wrestle? Who's your top guy to wrestle? And it is invariably it's either Anansi or it's Blacksmith. Sorry.
Really?
That they want to wrestle. They say Trevor is one of the smoothest guys in the ring to work with. He never skips a beat. He never stops. It's always smooth.
Yeah,
it's amazing how his talent just transcends because he's not a big guy. He was never the tallest guy, but he was also never that buff, muscular, walked around like this kind of guy. But his action was just so smooth in the ring.
Yeah, he definitely did give a sense of security and all of those things when we did our tag team matches.
Yeah, it's like you can watch a watch tick, but a Rolex swishes, and he
definitely that's a good example.
Absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely. Right, so now Akilah is back and she's wrestling, and we're going international. Who is Akilah's top 5 performers that you would like to wrestle against worldwide?
Sure. Definitely Tori, I'd say. I'd like to wrestle Pippa Levine again from the UK. We had so much fun. I did hit out both of her front teeth with my elbow because I'm left-handed and they wrestle left-handed in the UK. So we had a little bit of it's 2. Internationally, I think I'd wrestle PJ. Okay. Because I know him.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. I definitely love to have it like a tag match with myself and Dwayne, The Rock Johnson, against 2 other people because I think that will be the best. I really love Dwayne. I love him in his movies, his wrestling and everything. And I've met him personally. Would
you be able to keep your mind on the wrestling and your hands off of him? Or would you be able to keep
him, so I'll have to touch him all the time. Why do you think I want him on my team? Hello.
Okay. So it's a hands-on, minds-off experience and not a minds-on, hands-off experience. I get you. I get you.
As long as we're in the same team,
Okay.
you know, not against each other.
No, but if you're against each other, you could let him pin you.
No.
Yeah. Just make sure your
No,
boyfriend.
I'm fine with a tag, you're it.
Okay. Ooh, dang you. That's where you would tag him that I have the issue with.
Yeah, and definitely Undertaker, if he still wrestled, does he still wrestle?
No,
No, he doesn't.
Sorry, babe.
Yeah, but I would have loved to even see him live. That will just give me goosies, eh?
You know, before he was the Undertaker, he wrestled here in South Africa. Hey?
Oh, really?
He wrestled Focus.
Wow, Don Furges, you're kidding.
Now,
Holy moly.
Now, I heard this. I heard the story from Ananzi that at the Westridge Tennis Stadium in Durban, before the matches, Donnie and he was back then me, Mark Callis, just before he started WWF, were actually working out their matches on the tennis courts outside the Westridge Tennis Stadium in Durban.
Taking bumps and everything on the tennis court.
Not taking bumps, but they were going through their matches. They were literally this, picking them up, picking each other up, doing this. Because apparently Mark was really green. And Donnie took him one side and said, hey, listen here, can you actually wrestle? He's like, no, I've got a bit of experience. He said, come, let me see what you got. And apparently took him to the tennis courts and they ran through, not taking bumps, but they ran through. And Donnie taught Mark some stuff.
Nice.
Yeah. Small world.
Yeah.
It's
a shame that Pato Kid passed away, hey?
It is a shame. How
did he pass away?
He had issues. Mainly with his liver.
Really?
So, yeah.
That's bad.
It's sad. It's sad because, you know what? If ever there was a talent.
Yeah, he had a certain style on him, eh? Yeah.
Absolutely. Look, he did like to drink. I'm not gonna lie to you. There was many shows. And I'm sure you were on many shows with him, where the party started as soon as you got there, and the party stopped as soon as you left, and there was no breaks in between.
Yeah.
There was no breaks.
The stories we can tell. Yeah.
Wato, don't you think you've had enough to drink? Donovan, don't you think you haven't had enough to drink? Oh, shut up. You're not wrong.
Yeah.
And then off you go to the races. And
especially if the alcohol was free in the hotels or wherever we used to sleep over, you wouldn't find him anywhere except by the bar.
Even when the alcohol wasn't free.
Yeah, he'd still drink so much.
But God rest his soul, what a talent. If there was one event that you could have gone to, past or present, that you would go to say, hell, I was there, which one would it be?
Wrestling related or just any event?
No, wrestling, obviously wrestling related.
I was going to say the adult show.
I don't think I'm emotionally ready to listen to Adele singing, but we'll go together and with a box of hankies.
Oh, she's amazing. She'd probably say that we have to open before her show. We can have a wrestling show there before she sings.
Yeah,
that would be the perfect event for me. I
heard she likes wrestling.
She does. Wrestling. She loves it. She absolutely loves it. Yeah.
So hey, listen, yeah. I can come down to the ring to set fire to the rain. You can come down to the ring to someone like you, and
I can go easy on you.
Say something nice quickly. She's angry.
Yeah, definitely. No, I think obviously with traveling being so up to shit these days with the COVID stories and everything, I would definitely wish for the American guys to come here and then South Africa versus America. Right. That would be amazing. So it will literally be like 5 guys from America, 5 guys from South Africa, 3 girls and 3 girls, we can have like a 6-girl match or whatever. But I definitely say like an international match.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I want to read something to you. I just want to get it out quickly. Let's get it here. Quickly. I want to fight one last time, blah, blah, blah. That's against... I'll take it easy on you. Would you really want to wrestle me?
Yes, of course. I think you and I should have like a jelly slippery slide kind of Barney versus Kung Fu Panda match.
Wow, you went there.
Yeah.
After I showed you all the weight I'd lost since the last time you saw me, and you're like, still like, okay, this is what's going to happen. All right.
Definitely. I think we need to bring fun back into wrestling as well.
Do you think... I'm going to put this out there. There's a lot of he said, she said about the wrestling community at the moment with intergender wrestling and the body shaming things and the Me Too things and all of this stuff. Do you think professional wrestling fans are toxic?
Or toxic?
Toxic.
You know, everybody's got their own opinions these days. I've never been a feminist. I will not go and stand up and say women should be treated differently than men, because these days, if a woman, like my dad raised me, my mom died when I was 9. So my dad raised me to be a tough cookie. And I always used to be in between men, competing on the same level as them. So these days, if you want to have a woman that's applying for a CEO job and the man's applying for a CEO job, I think the person with the most experience and the most like educated knowledge should win. I don't think anybody should be differentiated, if that's the correct word.
Sure.
It comes the same with black and white people. I'm not a racist. The best person should get the job.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying? No one should be treated like differently just because they're women or they this or they that. Right. So if I say that I want to fight a man in the wrestling ring, people are probably going to say, oh, look at that butch girl. She thinks she's better than me. It's not. I'm fighting there for me. The other guy's fighting there for himself. And if you are prepared to climb into that ring, you know what to expect. You can get a blue eye, you can get a broken kneecap, you can get whatever you want. It's the same in tennis.
Yes.
You can literally slip and slide and break your hamstring or whatever. Sports is a sport. And if men and women are going to compete in it together, that may the best person win.
Right.
That's the way it should be seen. Nobody should be judged, or she thinks she can fight a man and this man is now slapping in the face. You walk into that ring knowing that it's going to happen.
Yeah.
So basically, no. I have no problem with intergender wrestling at all.
Right. Okay. Last question, because I don't want to keep you too long. It is a Friday evening. We've got other things to do. Can you give us a road story?
Definitely. My best road story.
Let's hear it.
I remember we still borrowed my dad's bucky, and we pulled the ring. But my dad had bought this bucky the day before we used it.
Right.
So we were like, oh, we've got this bucky now. Let's save some money. Instead of going to rent another bucky, let's use it.
Sure.
And we went to Oikopi Festival with this bucky. And Melissa, Venus and myself were going to wrestle there against each other. We get there and there is no facilities for us at all.
Okay.
So we're there. We setting up our little thing. We're there in a tent and Melissa has to go to the toilet, and we go to the toilet and it's like literally a hole in the ground that we have to use.
Right.
So Melissa slips into this hole that a lot of other people have also used.
Oh no.
So we're there trying to wash out her clothes and everything like that. And we had the best match ever. And the whole time while we were wrestling in the ring, I don't know why I didn't wrestle in pink that day. I can't remember. But I had like a red, black and yellow suit on.
Right.
And the people and before when Melissa fell into, I was like, oh my God, you're gonna touch the ball one, like the draw.
Yeah.
And in the crowd, the people started calling me ball one because I looked like the colors of a ball one.
Oh,
and we started laughing while we were wrestling because of it was one of the funnest, most fun road trips we've ever had.
Was that the Opikopi show where the other car turned over? The car that was hauling the rig.
That's the Bucky. That's the Bucky, yeah.
Is that the Bucky?
That whole tour was it was jinxed to the max, I'm telling you.
Oh man, I heard some stories about
the ring went over the Bucky, and it was we stood there next to the road. It was
Well, Akilah, I'd like to thank you very much for your time. I wish, you know what, I want to have you again because this was really, really, really so much fun. And I hope to see you tomorrow at the show. If you're able
we'll definitely come make a turn.
Absolutely. But it was a pleasure having you on. And if there is, and Mark, I'm gonna give him a call. You can give him a call too. Let's make it happen. One more.
I haven't spoken to
one more
season. In 12 years.
One more season. We can get you a few rust off matches. I promise I'll be gentle on you, just as long as you be gentle back. And we'll get the vinegar off, man. If we can do one more season with you, man. We give you that big send off that you deserve. We'll be in the longest reigning women's champion in South African history.
Yeah, I've still got my little belt in my bar.
You know what? We should change that silver one for a gold one.
Oh, we should?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we should change that silver one for...
Are you the champion at the moment?
All Africa champion, baby, yeah.
All champion.
Right?
Woo, woo, woo,
I promise I'll let you look at it one day.
Okay, I'll hold it for you tomorrow.
Listen, I spent 2 hours freaking buffing this thing today. No fingerprints, please. No fingerprints, please.
I'll lick it. I'll go and eat slab chips before I hold it for you.
I changed my mind. I changed my mind about you holding the title. You're not touching. No.
You just scared that I'll take your title, man.
You gotta touch it with your greasy ass chip fingers and make me cry.
I must tell you, the other day I googled. I'm literally the second tallest wrestler in the world.
Wow, how tall are you?
I'm 1.85.
Shit, taller than me. I'm like 1.79.
Really?
Yeah. So great. So not only am I at a beauty disadvantage, I'm at a height disadvantage as well. Great. That's nice.
I wouldn't go so far as the beauty disadvantage. You're quite a good-looking toy boy.
Oh, stop! Don't stop. Who told you to stop? Listen, Akilah, it's been great having you on the show. I really do appreciate your time. This was a lot of fun, and whatever the future lies, man, I hope we get to give you the proper send off that a career deserves. A career as good as yours deserves.
I'm already 37, so you mustn't take too long if you
42,
want
babe. 42.
Are you 42? Okay, now I've still got 10 years in me then.
I'm 42 and in the prime time of my life.
Really?
Oh, absolutely.
I told Venus that she must do an interview with you as well.
But she's married now. I mean, you know, once you're married and you get settled down and you want to talk about your priorities are different. You know?
No.
I understand. I understand. I did speak to her before she got married, and I said, "Oh, one more match and everything," and she was like, "No." And come on, come on, come on, one more match, haha, one more match, one more match. And she's like, don't let me bet against you. I was like, whoa, okay, whoa.
Oh, okay.
Relax, Venus, just calm down. She's like, yeah, I thought so. I'm like, all right, okay. Whew. She's still got a little pepper in that. Still got a little pepper there. Hey, listen here. If you can convince her to come on the show, I'd appreciate it. Even better, if we can get her and you to have that final blow-off match on TV.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
Send you guys off the right way.
Yeah.
Cool.
That'll be cool.
All right. Akilah, thank you very much for your time once again. Look forward to seeing you. And damn it, I'm going to make that phone call.
Okay, cool. Are you going to tell me what to say? Like, this is Akilah off the top rope.
Oh, no. I'm talking about messaging Mark and telling him to give you a call to get you to wrestle.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
That didn't bother me, like, for nothing. He must have all his facts in order so that I must know, and I must start eating leafy greens for the next 17 weeks. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Keep fit, keep training, get super fit. How super fit is super fit? Super fit! I'm like, all right, okay. Super fit, we do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super fit, not drinking fit. I'm super drinking fit these days, I'm just going to say.
I got a bar full of bottles that I've got about this much left in, about 6 of them. So I know I'm drinking fit. But,
Yeah.
you know, I'm also fit, so. You know.
Good luck with your match against Exterminator tomorrow.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
I'll be there with my camera. I'm going to take photos of you.
Well, you like taking wildlife photos. You're going to see, you're going to see him try and kill a rhinoceros.
Different kind of wildlife.
Listen here. The amount of places that we've seen where they've got no change room, and you have to, there's one tent and there's 15 wrestlers all trying to get changed in one tent. I'm sure you've seen enough wildlife of that nature to last your lifetime.
Yeah, I've seen enough grizzlies.
Yeah, yeah, and the grizzlies keep getting grislier. Hey,
yeah.
Apparently Terry's going to be there as well. Terry Mudo is going to come solo as well. Yeah.
I see him all the time. Him and Madeleine.
Yeah, he's looking good. Eh?
Yeah, looking good. He's a grandpa now.
Mm-hmm. Hey, listen here. Grandpa or not? I mean, what, he's 109 kilos now? He was never 109 kilos when he wrestled. So, retirement's been good for him. He's been eating Banting and Madeleine.
Banting.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
and Madeleine.
I've heard stories about Banting.
Listen, I'm not going to knock intermittent fasting, or I'm not going to knock Banting or anything like that. Whatever gets you to the dance, gets you to the dance. All I know is I have a certain way that I need to eat, and I need to eat like that constantly to maintain a certain weight or a certain look or anything like that. And God help me if I walk past a Pizza Perfect or a Roman's Pizza or a Mug and Bean or something like this, and I see cake or pizza or things like that, I can actually hear myself getting fat. That's how bad it is.
I hear you.
I've got to be on all the freaking time. All the freaking time. I've got to eat clean.
Yeah.
If I don't eat clean one day, God help me.
You're back to square one.
Oh my goodness. And then I look at, I can put on a t-shirt and be, yeah, that t-shirt looks good to me. The next day I'm like, hey, and I'm like, what the hell is it all for, man?
It's not worth it anymore.
It's not worth. What am I doing with my life? I just want to eat.
Yeah,
and they're like, what do you want to eat? I want to eat a salad. Yeah, no, it's no. At this point in time in my life, it's I go to gym. I try and eat clean. I try and stick to one alcohol. I don't drink beer. I just drink hardtack. And if it works for me, so why not? If Banting works for you, go for it. If intermittent fasting works for you, go for it. If eating 20 donuts a day works for you, go for it. If
liposuction works for you, go for it.
Well, Anybody out there got 76,000 Rand for me for a liposuction and tummy tuck?
Oh, you've Googled it, eh? You've
I've got a-
Googled it. Did you see
I've got
that
a
you can
PayPal.
actually pay it off?
I've got a PayPal. I've got a PayPal. Link in the description. OnlyFans. I've got an OnlyFans. It's about
on the dot.
Yeah. 76,000 Rand exactly. And medical aid won't pay for the meatus, just to let you know.
Yeah, you can try and fool your medical aid for that.
What happened? It's a medical condition. What's your medical condition? Fatless, shut up.
What's a medical condition? I haven't seen my vagina in 3 years.
Is it legal again? Is it missing? I don't know.
I have the right to see my vagina.
It's so lonely.
Yeah.
It's lonely.
It can't breathe.
I must admit, I haven't seen my vagina in a while. I'm not going to lie to you.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Missing in
Does
action.
it come out in the ring?
No, it looks. I actually lie. I do see it. It's on milk cartons. It said missing.
Missing. My anus ate it.
I have to tell you this. I was at a party the other day, and they had made this fancy cake with mermaids and everything like this, and they had starfish on the cake. And somebody turned around, oh, what did they make the starfish out of? No, those are chocolate starfishes. At a kid's party. A chocolate starfish is an analogy for an anus. And he's,
oh really?
Oh, did you see the starfish are made out of chocolate? They're chocolate starfishes. And I'm like,
so is that when you Google chocolate starfish, an anus pops up?
Yes, it does.
Oh, it's like anal sock. Have you ever Googled anal sock?
No, I'm not going to now because
You're going to do it. You're doing it.
That's none of your business.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, this is descended into chaos. Absolute chaos.
It's gone back to the old days. Come on. Yeah, but
Yes.
I will definitely see you guys tomorrow, 12 o'clock, you say, hey?
That's it, 12 o'clock, WizKids Rumble. In Duisburg, I'm in Boksburg.
Lekker.
And then bring your camera, shoot some wildlife. There will be a lot of grizzlies there.
I definitely will.
Awesome. Akilah, it was so good
amazing.
It was so good talking to you. We should do this more often.
Yeah, we should. We should have like a big Zoom with all the wrestlers. We should have like a Zoom rekindling kind of thing. Yeah.
C'est mon net.
Yeah.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen,
Bye.
from Akilah, the longest reigning women's champion on the African continent. Such a beautiful lady outside and in. Look at that face. She is gorgeous. And the loudmouth, who just happens to be a 6 out of 10. Loudmouth presents Off the Top Rope, uncensored, uncut, and missing our vaginas.